4, so I'm
Power
probably
Wash, by the way,
one
everybody.
of the outliers.
I'm probably also 144 though.
Oh,
Maybe.
V, wonder.
Yeah, I was probably at 120, so I'll check.
You know, I cleaned my hard drive and I apparently nuked Power Wash, so I'll tell you in a little bit. Start without me.
Fair.
I'm supposed to get
All
a
right,
phone call
so-
sometime between now and like 4:30,
Yeah, change the
so about
game.
45 minutes. So rather than maybe have to jump out of mid power washing, I might just head off
bail
for the
now.
moment,
That's fine.
just in case, because I need to be able to like pick this up when they call, not like give it a couple minutes.
Very, very fair. Thank you for jumping on in.
Yeah, glad I could help a little bit round out numbers. Sorry, I can't stick around for the second half.
Well, before
Was
you
a lot of
go,
fun.
Madi, is there anything you'd like to plug?
Nope.
Well, I know you
I-
just beat Cat Game. Are you excited about that? And what's coming up for
Did
you?
beat Cat Game. I probably just more roguelites. I don't really have a huge amount planned because I'm trying not to start any big series, anything prior to moving. Which is like my entire brain is packed away in the boxes with most of my stuff right now, so I'm a little bit confused and who even knows. I'm actually all over the place right now, so I apologize, but I am gonna head out. Thank you all. It was a lot of fun playing Fall Guys again. I actually did kind of miss this game.
No problem.
Good
Thanks
fun.
for joining in.
Yeah. See you guys next week.
Adios. Goodbye.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna drop my frame rate to 120 to match yours.
thank you. All right, so I believe this was under specials. I don't know if I have really anything unlocked as we did before. So I'm gonna start the job, and then I think you all join in off of that.
Easy.
Probably need different music for this as well, now that I think about it.
Oh, right. This is the kind of game where you play your own music.
Yeah, I just started looking up what song I want to play, and I'm trying to figure out whether or not When I'm Cleaning Windows by George Formby is on what's the word for it? Public thing. You can use it. Free to public something. Royalty free public.
I was gonna say, it sounds about right.
There's a specific term for it. That one. Public domain. Boom.
There we go. All right, I am gonna try to send you an invite, Raps.
Perfect.
Well, I have. Hang on. Apparently, I forgot to do something. Okay, can you try to join off me now? Through Steam?
Absolutely, and it did give me the option.
Okay, cool. So you have to hit a button to make it co-opable, but then I couldn't right-click your name in Steam anymore for some reason. There we go. All right. And then I think Wander, you may be able to join once you're done downloading.
Yep. So 120 FPS?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, I'm just gonna check your Okay. I can see that this moved.
Excellent, excellent. It's gonna be soaping up this bad boy. Get it ready.
I still haven't really gone soap meta yet.
I don't know if it does anything, but I feel like it does, and that's all that really matters at this point.
one of the interesting things during COVID, apparently, I believe it's deodorant sales were at their lowest in like 10 years.
Oh,
Huh. Makes sense.
people not wear deodorant when you know what? I'm answering my own question as the way that I was asking that question, I want to note, is more just incredulity at people doing that than not believing that they would.
I mean, I think it's fair. Like, you're at home, stuck. Maybe you're ordering Grubhub every day.
Sure, but like
I know.
I still wear antiperspirant on a day like that because like my underarms just start feeling gross.
Well, Rhapsody, I think you and I are both damper people. Not
Yes.
everybody is as damp or as bothered by dampness as I think you or I are.
Very fair, very fair.
'Cause I know quite a lot of people that, like, unless they're going to be around people, they do not care how they smell, they do not care how they look, they do not care how damp they get. And it's kind of hard to judge them if they're going to be stuck indoors for, like, forever. They're fine with it.
I definitely can't judge that. It's more like I find when I don't care at all like that, it's because things aren't going right.
It's like the tweet I saw where it's like my depression level is completely adjacent to my number of dishes in my sink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really remember the last time I had to buy a bar, but for some reason, I'm torn on my body wash. I don't think I like it anymore. Not that it doesn't work, I've grown tired of it.
I've switched back to hard soaps.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, yes. That's the move. That's absolutely the move.
I found like a brand of like French solid soaps that are not actually half bad. I do not know the brand.
What is it about your body wash that you've gone sour on?
Well, the scent, I feel like it doesn't just hit anymore like it used to. Like there's a point where like you open up the bottle and like it's instant that it hits you in the nose, and now I feel like I'm actually going to be the talk of my house. But I feel like it's lost its taste, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe my cats are just bored of it. I don't know.
Just catnip body wash. Just biohazard your poor cats into a stupor.
You could also just go with like a tuna body wash, but then the problem is every human will be repulsed, but you'll have the feline's attention.
Hey, I work from home, so all I have to do is worry about the cats and my wife. Even when the neighbors show up, I'm still just talking to them from across the driveway.
Would you say that your wife has a cat-like personality or a dog-like personality?
Definitely cat-like.
Okay.
100%. Like, even to the point where this is like so this is funny. We have a girl cat and a boy cat. The girl, who is our oldest, whenever she sees like us hug each other, she instantly starts meowing. She being the cat, not my wife.
I mean, I can't judge.
So it's like, we don't know if it's her that she's, is it her, my wife, that she's reacting to, or is it me? Or is it the both of us? But it's like, you can expect it every single time. If River is watching us, she will guarantee meow at us.
Does the meow have a tone to it? Like, like pick me up, I want to be part of this, or like
If I were to say anything, it's more like a hey, like cut that out kind of deal.
Your cat does not like PDA.
I think that might be
it's
it.
not even public, it's private. It's at home.
It's public if she has to see it.
Yeah. It's public. It's public if the cat is aware. I still wish I could, like, I don't know, summon a Blastoise for this. Just ride that around.
Oh, your Power Wash arcade mode?
Yeah, I don't know. I really wish this game had, like, weird powers and shit. It'd be so cool. Like, start me basic, but then give me a Blastoise. Give me the Soak Dozer.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even have to be practical. It just has to be fun.
Almost like Atomic Crops. You can just drop down some kind of tractor that does massive water around it.
I know it will probably never happen, but I hope we get an Atomic Crops 2 with 4-player multiplayer.
Oh, that sounds incredible.
It'd be neat as hell.
Yeah, just, you know, division of labor, have a couple people specialized in base defense, holding down the fort.
Rito out on the far side doing all of the damage.
It's just Reno. Good luck, boy. Bring us back something nice. We'll be here.
Yeah, bring us back some seeds. We're just all of the spouses effectively in some crops.
I'm just going loops around the outside of this fountain.
Oh, it's even so much better.
Oh. You know, I kind of like it with the moss. Like, not the red dirt grime, but the moss. It looks nice, actually. I like stone with moss growing on it.
Very much agree. There's something kind of like melancholy but naturalistic about it.
Yeah. Distinguishedly aged, I guess. I don't know. Like
It
cat
almost
now
actually
on a
reminds me of
silver
kind of
thing.
like the copper patina that you get,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when copper turns green.
Yeah. It looks nice.
I get it, but I almost feel like when it's covered in the green like this, I'm reminded of, I hate to say post-apocalyptic games and movies, but you think like a Last of Us, where you go up to the monument and it's just covered in plant matter.
Oh, see, I love that.
Yeah.
I love games like Last of Us where you're wandering the apocalypse and it's overgrown.
Horizon Zero Dawn. There's a lot of that going on too.
Yeah, oh, Horizon Zero Dawn does a decent job of it.
I also really like that. Like, that to me is the contrasting element against the brutality of humanity that most of those then tend to explore as well. Because
Yeah.
it shows you the like beautiful natural reclamation of this otherwise kind of like brutal landscape.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of trying to do something with humanity as a parallel thing to that as well. But like, I don't care about that as much.
So Rhapsody, you were a big Fallout guy.
Yeah,
How did you feel about the wastelands there? Would they have felt better or worse with more vegetation?
It felt like
I'm gonna assume that's
it's a good
rust
question.
seekers.
I think that
Though I
it
do get exactly what you
wouldn't
mean.
improve any of the prior Fallouts, but I think a Fallout set in a location where it makes much more sense that
Sorry, one
vegetation
second.
would have been much more preserved. Like the few different situations you find vegetation are usually some sort of thematic like pool that they're trying
Yeah.
to make. Like they'll give you a section where, okay, nature has managed to reclaim here, or you know, this town has started to work well and they've started to master biology again. So it kind of would muddle
Alright.
the way that they use nature and like procurement of natural resources as kind of like otherwise thematic points in different areas. But if they had like an entire, like what would be like a great park in America, like a great park that like a Yellowstone kind of situation.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, I could totally see a Fallout where that
So-
has started to be populated after the apocalypse
Follow-up
because people have been
question.
like, we
Did you
need
play
to
any
run away from
76?
civilizations. Sorry?
Did you play any 76?
No.
Because it actually did have that aesthetic, a little bit. Of
pretty
the,
cool.
like, you know, once you went out into nature, it actually did have that like overgrown vegetation vibe. And so, like, oddly enough, I found myself very drawn to the game because it didn't look like everything was just weirdly dead for 200 years, 300 years.
Yeah, and that's, you know, because, like, it felt normal in Fallout 1 and Fallout 2, right? Because you're much closer to the actual apocalypse. But then you get to Fallout 3, and it's like, we're 200 years past, and I am still scavenging ham and beans from the local supermart that hadn't been restocked.
Like this stuff
no
would
one's
kill
building
me,
it.
radiation or not.
I would hope that this is only irradiated, because then at least I will still live for some period of time afterwards.
Yeah.
That is the best case scenario for me in this situation. The irradiation may have killed the botulism.
the horrible bacteria that's decided to grow its own civilization inside this can.
But I don't think, like, the setting of Fallout 76 was any of the problem with it. Like, I totally could have been into that in a different universe where it wasn't the game.
76 big issue. Big issue is just that they wanted to make it a live service and they were going to make it work no matter what.
Yup.
Oh, if they had made it just private servers. Here you go mod. We'll add more and fix it in post.
You know, I've only just started playing No Man's Sky, which it could have done a No Man's Sky in that situation. Just be private servers. I'll play with a couple of friends after a while after you've released a bunch of updates to it. It could happen.
Yep.
I feel like it still can.
Would have been nice. I keep hoping that Microsoft's going to step in and do something to it, but it looks like they're just letting it run.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of seems like it.
I know every
What's a
time
toxic
a
asset, something you don't touch again?
every time a
Gosh.
show comes on, like a Game Awards or something, I feel like there is usually an update announced for 76.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they've been keeping it going, which shocks me, and I feel like I should just load it up anyway and just see, like, hey, you know, a couple years later, is it better now? Because it was fun enough when it came out. It just was a bad Fallout game.
Now, the worry over here was the fact that, you know, it was multiplayer, and you don't really have control over what someone else is going to do. So did you happen to see any bad stuff? Trolling and whatnot?
Really? So what they did was they had like really, really ridiculous controls over like what you could even do PvP wise.
Okay.
And so the biggest issues between players was glitches and not like actual design stuff. Because if you turned off PvP and somebody shot you, you take like a damage.
Oh,
And
it's
so
opt-in.
Somebody would really have to work to grief you, yeah.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better about it, at least.
Yeah, I think you could.
like the idea
I
of
think it was
making
pretty
creatures
obvious
work
who was
for it.
trying to do PvP and some other stuff. Like, they added the PvP mode and then pretty much just said, yeah, but you can only do it for willing participants mostly. At least I played it for like 20 hours and never had a single person harm me in any conceivable manner.
No, 20 hours. I know, Bethesda would thank you for that one.
Yeah, well, I mean, my YouTube channel was partly founded on Fallout back in the day. Because I decided to do like a series where I just would stake myself in a town and then try and not leave for as long as possible or at all. So I did like 30 hours in the starting town,
Okay.
managing to scrape by and grab resources and stuff. The big issue was getting a merchant. If you couldn't get one, it was impossible to progress past a certain point, unless you got really lucky. It was fun. I don't know. I
Yeah,
keep hoping 76 or Fallout 4 is going to get the Elden Ring co-op mod treatment, because that would be so nice.
Oh, the persistent co-op.
Yeah. I would love to do that, but I know that's such a time drain that I can't suggest it to people. It's like, hi, do you want to sacrifice the next like 3 months with me?
That's me getting deep into No Man's Sky recently and going,
Yeah.
can I pitch this as a thing? No, it's so all-consuming.
It'd be fun as a group. We pick a planet, goof around for X number of hours, and then never load it up again, or just when we feel like it.
Yeah, it would... It's the kind of thing that always falls into an area for me where I have to have a goal in mind before I can commit to something like that, so that there is some tangible, like, oh, we've completed the thing, we're now done. But, like, I'm still learning what all of the cool goals you can have in No Man's Sky even are at this point.
Most of the goals do not lend themselves well to a couple hours just like, hey, let's go do this thing. Because it's fairly aimless most of the time. At least from what I've experienced. I haven't played in a couple of patches.
See, I feel like that's where I struggle a little bit. I do well with urgency, which is why I really enjoy Don't Starve Together. But games where I don't have that purpose, I guess, maybe like a Terraria or something, it's a miss.
Terraria is a little easier than you think it is, because it's aimless in the beginning when you're just trying to get stuff. And then after a certain point, it's just boss fight, okay, we unlocked a new resource. Go grab as much of that as possible. Set that up so we can then survive the next boss fight. Boss fights for like the next couple hours, and then you go back to grinding a little bit. Also, the like newer journey mode made it a lot easier, where you don't even have to grind anymore. It's just like, oh, I need more iron. Just infinitely create it from the ether. Because all you have to do is find like 100 iron to unlock it forever. And then you just never have to find any more, which feels really good.
Okay.
We could totally do like a guided Terraria thing in the same way that like Don't Starve would be. And it would feel just about as good. Alexa would disagree, but I'm used to that. But yeah, No Man's Sky would be harder. 7 Days to Die would work really well, as far as like guiding goes.
I don't know if I've seen a single frame of gameplay from 7 Days to Die.
It is the ugliest 3D sandbox survival game I've ever played. But effectively, think Zomboid, but every 7 days a horde of zombies is like programmed to come and wreck your stuff, and you have to build up and fend them off. And so you spend most of your days going out scavenging for supplies and getting as much as you possibly can. So resources, ammo, new weapons, leveling yourself up so you can actually, you know, make better stuff. And then also fortifying, getting food. I think eventually you get into like farming and some other things. It's Avak would probably do a better job than I do at selling it, but it's real fun. And you can play like the first 7 days, which remains fairly low tech levels, so like...
Yeah, there is a Don't Starve Terraria crossover, but does that mean I will load up Terraria? Absolutely not.
Fortify, and then you scramble to make it durable enough that horde of angry zombies isn't just going to bust down your front door and kill everybody inside.
Yeah, that
does
sound kind of
tough for Wholesome vs. Live, but it would be a great like Wholesome Dead alternative. Sorry.
No, you're good. I feel like, what was the game? State of Decay? Could have been something like that,
That's good.
But I don't know.
Yeah. It's 4-player only, I think, which is the one issue.
But is it real co-op, or is it like just a guest invite?
So I played it when it first came out at its absolute worst, and it was a guest co-op. Which, I like, frankly, that's maybe fine, because if you're only using, you know, the primary person's save file, you'd never notice.
Okay.
But at the launch version, it was a serious issue, because you couldn't progress. And there were certain, like,
guest
things you didn't
invite.
get access to, but now I think it's just,
and,
yeah, you know, it's, you know, whoever host is just treats you as a second version of themselves. and you don't have to like go back to your own town. I think.
Makes sense, makes sense.
Yeah, I want to load that game up at some point. Halloween would be a good one. And just give it another shot. Because, yeah, when it first came out, it was buggy. It did not work. I think I spent 2 hours just trying to get it to launch. Nowadays, it's good. I don't know.
I feel like I haven't had a game recently that just didn't work on launch. Oh, I think you did, Wander. Neon something?
Doctrine?
No, it's a pixel bullet hell black market shop.
Oh,
game.
Yeah. I think that worked, but it crashed on me and broke a bunch of stuff. And just was just genuinely bad. Maybe? I mean, I hated the game. It was one of those where the bosses like didn't know how to path around terrain. So I finally beat one by just getting it hooked on a wall and then shooting its foot until it died.
Hey, Souls players would say that's a feature.
Yeah. But with Souls games, like, the rest of it works well enough, so when you figure out how to do that, it feels good. You know, when you get the, what is it, Carcass? No, it's just the Iron Golem. When you get him to just, like, yeet himself off the edge, it feels like a triumph, because you figured it out.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Black Iron Tarkus is a summonable NPC for that boss fight as well. So
Yeah, I was mixing the names up. Because they even look kind of similar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm getting my own ding, so that sounds like a good sign.
Yeah, I want to say
I was not getting a single ding.
I want to say we're in good shape.
We'll find out at the end of this giant fountain.
I think we're perfectly in sync, and I think that because Wanda cleaned the outside of some of these wall areas, while I cleaned the top of some of them, and it would trigger for me as soon as I finished cleaning the top. Ding! Which means Wanda's progress was synced with mine perfectly.
Nice. TY devs.
At least on my side. TY.
Well, I was going to be sad if we couldn't get this working properly, because you guys made it sound like it was a lot of fun. I was like,
good time.
Even just as what people were saying, podcast simulator, it's also a really good way to go about it. All right, there we go. Looking good, looking good.
My, say 20th re-listen of When I'm Cleaning Windows by George Formby. I really hope this is public domain, otherwise the entire footage that I'm taking here is not going to be usable.
I mean, you could just pull the gameplay audio unless you've baked it in.
Oh, I've baked it in. I've absolutely baked it in. I'm calling my shot on this one.
Okay.
If it's not soundtracked by George Formby, I don't want it.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I think it might have been the PS2 had that iToy, and the iToy games had a cleaning window kind of situation. You'd stand in front of your iToy and wash your hands around, and then it'd clean the window. But it would play When I'm Cleaning Windows in the background, and it was the best part of the iToy. It was the best part of all of the visual technology they were working on, was the inclusion of a song from 1936.
That might be public domain at this point. It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Well, unless it got Disneyed.
We'll see.
The only thing I had for iToy, I have the PS3 one because it came with a card game called Eye of Judgment, which used augmented reality to play the game on the screen versus the computer. So like you have your board the computer is just on the screen, and then you read the stuff off the camera. It was actually pretty sophisticated. It's just that the computer was very good at the game. And because you have real cards,
I had that trouble.
you're just using like starter deck essentially. It was tough.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
did the computer have better cards than you?
I mean, I would swear it did. Maybe like the dev or some Eye of Judgment Giga fan would say no, it's not that bad at all. But I bought expansion packs.
Duels of the Planeswalkers games.
I've only played Magic in real life. Are you saying like an actual software?
Yeah, there were, so prior to Magic, whatever the current Magic online game is, they had the Duels of the Planeswalkers series, you know, one new one every year, but they had like a versus AI mode that was just absolutely stunningly brutal from my experiences as like a Magic player.
Oh wow.
It was rough. But then again, I wasn't much of a Magic player, so there's a very real possibility that I just wasn't good enough.
Was the Duels of the Planeswalker series different to just like the 20X releases?
That was the 20X releases, I
Oh,
think.
okay, yeah. So I played those up until 2016.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed them, but largely I would just find one really, really broken thing that I could do, and then do that against everyone.
Yeah, I mean, is what it is. I would do the two-headed giant mode, co-op, so I could really coordinate and break things. And even then, the AIs were pretty comfortable at holding their own and wrecking me. But like I said, I didn't really get into deck builder, anything, or even comp stomp hard games for quite a while. I think I like tried playing the Phantasy Star deck builder RPG back in the day. I was like, wow, this is weirdly hard. I don't like it. Oh, I had the same problem with Kingdom Hearts. The Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories crushed me. I could not stand that game because I was just bad at it, I guess.
Speaking of Kingdom Hearts, we have a Kingdom Hearts Giga fan in our game right now, Retromation.
Oh, did he get in? Hey!
Somebody for some help?
Yeah, from the man himself, the one who played Chain of Memories and all the others.
Yeah, we specifically...
Oh, wait, actually I have. I've played Chain of Memories.
You have?
I've played Chain of Memories like a little bit, entirely legally, and I want to play the remake because it sounds more interesting to play the 3D version.
It's more interesting. Plays a lot like Kingdom Hearts 1, but also with cards, which very blessing and curse as far as my experiences went.
Yeah, I like cards. I'm sad because I was trying so hard to get sound effects to come through my microphone. I would have been here five or 10 minutes ago, but I wanted a studio audience clapping to show when I showed up, and I couldn't get it to work.
Easy.
Yeah, but I was like, I mean, by the time I get it figured out, they're gonna be done. So
not with this one. Have you seen this fountain?
It's big. It's no mini golf course though. That one was bonkers big. But I guess we had 4 people. I don't know. But,
Huh.
yeah,
Just realized I could probably set up a feedback loop with gameplay audio back through my mic a bunch of times. That'd be fun.
you should do it. Yeah.
No. Wander has been replaced by a waterfall for this episode.
It's a quick, sneaky way to make it so everybody watches only your perspective of things. Just destroy everybody else's audio.
I feel like that would be kind of an interesting wholesome versus live day. We're doing social deduction, but you're allowed to cheat. And you can't screen look, but you can do everything else that you could possibly think of. So distractions, Gosh, now that I'm
unmuting
thinking about
yourself
it, there's not a
in
whole
Discord.
lot of things to do. Yeah.
Just unmuting, but be like, oh, you know, oh, whoops, I outed myself as a survivor.
Yeah.
Sounds standard to me.
Yeah. Honestly, it's not far off.
I'm trying to think of like Coldies, but with no honor, where everybody's a traitor-ish. Where it's like, I don't know, I'm trying to think how it would
Yeah,
even
I mean,
work. Like 4 traitors, but none of the traitors can win together. So you have to figure out who the other traitors are and also eliminate them.
There's a game that's coming out in like, I don't know, like a week or so, and it's just like it's basically a social deduction game, but everybody's a traitor. It basically is, because it's like Survivor. You're on an island. There's a certain amount of food. You have to perform tasks. Different events show up, and at the end of the night, you have to vote one person off because you won't have enough food every single night.
Huh.
And it's yeah, it's kind of that.
It's just Danganronpa.
Now, am I mistaken, or
Yeah,
were
I
you
mean, Survivor.
the Survivor super fan, or am I mixing that with somebody else?
I would, yeah. I'd say I'm a Survivor super fan. I guess. I suppose.
Okay.
I'm not really much of a reality TV boy, but Survivor
I
specifically.
don't know if I
is
did
very
the soap correctly. Did you miss Fall Guys? Yeah, that was
like,
the first
the
segment,
good seasons
Richie.
of Survivor are
Not with
actually,
players
like,
though, because we had a very small lobby today.
They give you faith in humanity.
Oh, in chat,
instead
I
of
mean.
make you lose it like most reality TV.
Yeah.
I
really
struggle.
liked Face Off until they started injecting more drama in. I was like, well, I've lost all faith in this show. And then it got canceled like a season later. I'm like, justified.
In what show?
Face Off? It was the special effects makeup reality TV
Oh, yeah,
show.
yeah.
Like competition thing. It was real good.
Yeah. I liked Robot Wars before all the gossip.
Robot
I don't know if there's
Wars
gossip.
or it's there's the predecessor, which was like Junkyard Wars.
Oh yeah,
as
yeah,
well,
yeah.
which was super good.
Yeah. But what if it was just like Robot Wars, but everybody was really catty? I would really like that.
I would like it for like one season.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't watch it, but I would like it.
Oh,
I would like it.
yeah, I'd watch it for
exceptionally.
one season for the novelty of it.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where it's like, there's some shows where I'll put on like,
Wait,
like
isn't that straight up just like Metabots?
It's Robot Housewives of New York.
is that a thing? I have to actually ask because we've gone very far at this point. There's so many like meta commentary, Real Housewife fake shows now that I don't know if that one's real.
Not
We're
to
there
my
now.
knowledge. Yeah.
Well, let's wait a month. But I don't know.
Oh,
There's
totally.
some shows that I'll just put on for like an episode or so. Like there was, it was a show exclusively about prairie dogs, but it also had like a narrative over it, and it
Meerkat
had
Mountain.
like no, they're prairie dogs. It was like, it was very clearly trying to be that, but it was like they inserted a lot of really stupid like drama about the prairie dogs.
Oh.
That let's see, prairie dog show. What is it called?
I think I know what you're talking about. Not for the prairie dogs, but I've definitely seen like weird animal shows where it'll be like documentary-ish and like oddly dramatized in a way that makes no sense.
I think it was Prairie Dog Manor.
Okay. So they didn't even attempt.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Cool.
Wait, no. I think it was by the same people. I think that one was by the same people. Prairie Dog Show. Maybe there was another one.
I
Prairie
will
Dog
note at
Manor.
this point.
This is
No,
how
it
you
was
use
Prairie
one of
Dog
these,
Dynasty.
right?
Sorry, there's two.
The soap acts more like a super spray.
two.
I
But
will
with a
note at this
mic
point
material
that,
than actual
my
soap.
mistake
Thank you,
came
Yagi.
off of the
Thank
back
you.
of it. Yes, I do think prairie dogs and meerkats are the same thing. I didn't know that until now. So cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I now know there's an extra animal out in the world.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty much just like they're like groundhogs. But yeah, there was just this guy narrating the whole time. They were like, Weston's waking up and he needs to look for a mate for the season, but he doesn't like the way that old Earl has been eyeing them this week. You know, it's like that.
One thing that always killed me with those is when they include bonus sound effects on top of the animal.
Yeah. Yep. That happened. Absolutely. But I don't know. I like meerkats more, anyways. So I should. Just watching the old broke knockoff. I was watching the knockoff of the knockoff for like 10 minutes.
Keep getting engrossed in cleaning. It went well. We won our first.
You won the first one, or you
won the first one? Immediately won.
You immediately won the first, and then just all downhill from there
to the win streak.
Yeah.
I mean, we were getting final round.
Happened the last time too. Like
we would have been fine, but we kept getting the ones where the floor would fall out beneath you with the ice, and none of us were particularly good at that one.
Well, I'll
goofy.
contest that. Multiple different times, everyone left was from our squad.
Yeah, we got down at the end. You're right.
Oh. Yeah. But
I'm thinking like Kenta, who is freakishly good at that mode.
Yeah.
Irrelevant now. Irrelevant now. He will not touch it.
Even now that it's been, I guess, made better, all the new stuff.
You lost?
I can't imagine an opinion changing on
from
Fall
Penta?
Guys.
No, I can't either.
Not on Fall Guys.
No.
He's been wronged.
He's been wronged by Fall Guys.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Old Panda's waking up and he doesn't like how Fall Guys is eyeing at him.
it was all about how one of them was like needing to show that they were going to be the pack leader and they needed to challenge.
I thought we were talking about okay.
Okay, so I thought it was going to be weird in the direction of, they're kind of mapping human relationships and behaviors on these animals. But no, what they're actually doing is mapping supposedly animal behaviors upon humans and then back onto other animals.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Did I not make it clear that the show was bad? I thought that was self-apparent.
I'm doing an exasperation thing in order to express how I'm feeling about the idea of that show existing and that commentary specifically in it.
Yeah.
Rhapsody, were you the kind of kid that would watch like a lot of History Channel when you were younger?
No, I was more like read the encyclopedia kid.
Fair. History Channel was like the #1 channel that I looked forward to whenever we were on vacation, because I didn't have cable, so it was like, oh man, the hotel room, throw on History Channel, because it's not like you're gonna run into a random Star Trek episode. You know, whatever's on the History Channel, as long as you're there for long enough, you see the entire thing. You do not have to worry about like, man, why is Picard naked for this entire episode? That's clearly the second part.
It's the #1 hotel channel. It really is.
Yeah.
That and the travel channel.
Like,
ironic.
Yeah. Then after a certain point, it was just kind of like, oh, now it's just like reality TV. Where's my History Channel? What happened to it?
Yeah, they started making up, like, they literally started making up things.
Yeah.
Like,
there were a couple,
like
I
they
think
literally.
Band of Brothers?
Well, I mean, like they literally started making up lies about like cryptids themselves that they would then send fake hunters themselves.
That's right. Yeah.
to go.
That.
Yeah.
I'd already fallen
like,
off.
There
Didn't they
was
do the ancient aliens
that was
one
an
and
era.
some other stuff.
Do what?
weren't they the network with the ancient aliens?
Yes.
And the
Yeah.
dude? Yeah. Okay.
That kind of marked sort of a downturn, and by that I mean a success for them. It marked a success for them, and thus a downturn. Because it worked. It was effective.
I do think it was kind of like an access issue. Otherwise, I would have watched a lot more History Channel. We just didn't have cable down here a bunch. But I am thinking of getting Discovery and just watching infinite documentaries constantly. So that may just be my way in now.
Has anyone seen My Octopus Teacher?
Yes.
I've lost him. No. Yeah, it's I mean, it's very good.
Yeah.
It's very
and
good.
sad.
And, I mean, hey, it's a film about animal. It's sad, always.
Yep.
But it's worth watching. It's just speaking of if
Holy
you are
shit.
going to look up
I see.
documentaries. I
Extremely
think it's on
down.
Netflix now. I think it's on Netflix. So you might be,
Yeah.
irrelevant for the conversation of Discovery Plus, but still, watch that one.
Now, going back to making shows increasingly bad, especially around the cryptids, would you be okay with ghost shows, though, being over the top and dramatic?
Only if it's Scooby-Doo. If they have a talking dog, I'm good.
See, I mean, like,
And I don't care if they have to CGI in a fake Scooby-Doo analog. But I have no interest in ghost shows for the most part because they are. Our Phasmophobia playthrough felt more legitimate than most of those.
well, that's the thing is, it's difficult. Like, here's what I would be okay with is if the people, like, if it wasn't planted stuff and they went in and these people genuinely believed it, because I would like to watch it from the perspective of, like, just seeing how these people interact when they think that ghosts are real and they think they're finding them. That I'd be curious. I'm curious in that point, but so many of those shows have literally, like, planted fake things on top of it and are bad at acting like it wasn't, and it just makes it.
I think I can see like Chilluminati doing a decent job of it.
Yeah,
But that's about it for me.
yeah, no,
So-
yeah.
So like Pawn Stars, the show for the
Pawn
business.
Stars.
Yes,
PAWN.
yes.
Okay.
That one apparently, like, also originally got quite popular off of things that were reasonably possibly happening, but then started staging a bunch of the actual sales and things like that, giving out props to people and saying, "Come on in and sell this at this price." I think because it's a like episodic kind of format, and you have to fit like a 20 episode order for season 3 for Discovery. Like, I think the method in which it's reduced means that you can't have those kind of more sincere people who are like, "Oh, I sincerely thought we were here, and this is how we possibly found a ghost." Like, people will end up ginning it up because you've got to make episode 19 and you've got to make episode 20, and you couldn't find another haunted house, or like, it's it's unfortunate. It's like it would have to be a one-off kind of documentary kind of situation for something like that to really thrive, I think.
I mean, and that's probably what I would be interested in watching. What, dude? I got sent into space.
I saw that.
Did you just
How
jump
did you
off
do
my
that?
head? You just ramped.
I don't know what happens.
So when you said I got
Jumped
sent
off
off
my
into
boat.
space, I thought you were making an impression of one of these ghost TV shows.
Yeah. Did you see that on the camera, the spec?
Did you catch on the camera? I was in space.
I asked him, I said, "Mary Johnson, are you here?" And then I got sent into space.
So, follow-up question. Do we want to try attempting Phasmophobia again?
I have always been the down one, I think.
I have the ability to add more players.
You can play with
Really?
up to 8 with a mod apparently,
Oh, wow.
but I don't know. I don't know if that would if it would work.
I am down
I'm
for
gonna
that.
try.
It's just my microphone does not work in that game at all. It cannot register my mic. I've tried it 17 different times. I've uninstalled, reinstalled.
Even recently?
I've done everything. Yeah.
I mean, mine would work now. We would just say, "Hey, Raps, what do you want to say to the ghost?" Be like, you're just really nervous around ghosts.
Yeah.
We'll act as we'll act as the middle medium.
So, Raps, are you saying that you can't talk at all, or you just can't use Spirit Box?
I can't talk in the game. The game will not register my voice in any way, shape, and or form. So the spirit box calling out
Didn't
to
you
the
have the
ghost.
same issue with like Duck Game?
You have it off and on with like a lot of different things because you had it in the Not Town of Salem one as well.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
I don't know. Yeah,
I have no clue
I wonder what it is about your setup. Must be the ping.
Oh, well, now we know it could be VSync as well. It could be the frame rate.
Yeah, it's probably the V-Sync.
Oh, I'm so glad that fixed the issues with this.
Yup. Oh, what is our thing supposed to be set to? Because
120.
Oh, no.
I'm at 120.
Okay.
Hey.
V-Sync on 120 or V-Sync off 120?
I turned mine VC off 120 because my monitor's refresh rate is 144.
I'm on, but it doesn't look like it matters.
Yeah, I'm on. Mine's also 144, but I don't notice anything ever.
Look at you guys with the 144.
I've had a really like when I got my computer in like 2014, I got an amazing monitor that I'm still using that was so much better than it had any right to be for my computer I had at the time.
Yo, Celso, good
And
to
I've
see
just
you.
been coasting on it. I literally just have the same one, and then I bought a second one of the same one in 2021. I got the same monitor because it's still relevant.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Yeah, that's a good feeling when
Upgrade.
stuff is actually good. And you don't
Yeah,
have to
like,
replace constantly.
When you like, it's a great feeling when something finally starts to kick the bucket, and it's like, you're not like, well, what do I need to get to replace that? That's not going to do that again. And you're like, that lasted a long time. Let me get another one. That feeling is amazing. That feeling is amazing.
That's really rare with tech.
Whoa!
I like a lot of things nowadays.
God, I just keep getting shot into space. I really don't know what that's about.
I missed that one.
The ghost. I told you it was real.
Mary Johnson! Let us know you're here.
If you're here, send one of us to space.
I put this ho-ho on the ground. If you're here, please say yum yum into the voice box. She's not here for
Oh, I
this.
would gladly play an incredibly cursed Phasmophobia. Have to do really
I think you just said the same thing twice. Unincredibly cursed Phasmophobia. That's an oxymoron.
Well, no. Like, Phasmophobia is, like, grounded in how it works. I want it to be like, one of them is just the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And, like, once you figured it out, you gotta get out of there quick because he's just gonna kill you.
I mean, yeah, for what it's worth, I feel like the game you're describing, there's probably about 1,000 of them that get released each day on Steam, and you would never consider looking at them.
Oh, no. I've looked at them and they're all bad. I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
the good bad kinds.
You mean like it works perfectly well, but it's stupid.
Yeah. I'm thinking, like, Run
Yeah.
Prop Run. Levels of, like, huge prop hunts.
I see.
That being said, a form of Phasmo where like one person's the ghost, but they can, like, you don't really want to kill people. You just want to annoy them as much as possible. Like, just throw stuff at them or make funny noises.
I mean, maybe you just have a really long cooldown and you have to be, like, selective. Because you know that, like, Raps is having an off day, so if you leave him alive, he'll just, he'll just kind of
How much blood is
zen
on
out
this
for a while,
fountain?
whereas, like,
Nope. Scenario.
I'm being sweaty,
Jordan
so kill me
Peele?
quick. It takes the party down too much. Or I'm too sweaty and therefore, like, useless. Because I forgot to put my deodorant on, and I've got this stank going on.
I've been very sweaty. It's so hot here. My power went out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the power was out for 16 hours. No AC. It was a nightmare.
How's the humidity? Because I know Minnesota's usually pretty...
Not great. Not great, but fine. It stunk. I was just fine. Like, I was just happy as long as no trees fell over. We have like a bunch of really weak trees, and there was 85-mile-an-hour wind. Like, wow. So I was just like, please. It was, like, we got a warning. It was like, hey, this is very dangerous. Go hide. Like, and I was like, okay. But then they were wrong about when it was going to show up. Like, it was like 20 minutes early, so we were just sitting there. It was like, oh, this isn't so bad.
Yeah, I don't know what part of Minnesota retro is in, but
minutes later, it shows
it's like a
up
freaking war zone
when it was going to happen.
When it comes to the elements.
And then the power immediately goes out, and everything sounds like it's going to explode.
Yeah, that's terrifying. Sounds like my usual tornado experience. Ah, yes, I am now shitting myself.
Yeah, it's kind of just like,
reasonable
I want to sit down
response.
so that I'm comfortable, but I also need to be in a running position.
Do you not have a good basement?
Not really. It also, like, is kind of like floods a bit when it's storming, so, you know.
Ooh.
It is what it is. So it's
I was always surprised. In Minnesotan basements, I always thought they would be, like, generally pretty well taken care of. Like, 50% of the basements I ever went into in Minnesota were like, why is this place boring and, like, not comfortable?
Oh, yeah. No, it's 50% is generous, I think. I don't know. It's like, it's the I forgot about it place for the most part.
Yeah. It's a shame because, like, a good basement is, like, a lifesaver. Literally, but also just, I mean, yeah. Does Australia have much for basements? LV, do you have a basement?
We do, actually.
Hey.
And it is nice. I haven't done anything with it, so it's just full of bags, boxes, and our 2 cat litter boxes.
But is it just one of those, like, is it just like cement floor, cement wall, cement ceiling, cement toilet?
No,
just one of those, or is it
no toilet? It's I guess I would call it like partial finish. So yeah, cement floors, wood paneling on the walls, and drop tile in the ceiling. Not haunted. Someone asked me if it was haunted, or not yet. We've only been here for like 9 months.
You haven't called Ghost Bros International. Let's find out.
We do a PAX East, and those of us that are here go down to V's place and stage a really bad ghost show.
Just plant a bunch of stuff, then just act like it's a spur of the moment thing. It's like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we just acted like we were doing a ghost show, but like you actually were planning a staged thing 4 months in advance?
And you keep finding clues, right? And they gradually lead all the way until you get to the very end. And it's like, this place is haunted by a Jonas. And the camera swings and he's just like,
yeah. Yeah.
Jonas, but he's got a sheet, but like not wrapped around him ghost style. It's like a toga.
I'm with it.
It'd be great. He's got dinner.
Ooh.
Now, do you warn your neighbors if you're gonna do something like that? Like, hey, by the way, we're gonna be screaming a lot next door. Just we're doing a photo shoot.
Well, yeah, you bring him cinnamon sugar donuts and say, don't just ignore the screams.
you make sure they're in on it. You don't want the cops called. They'll be buzzkill.
Yeah.
Hell, like, make their house haunted too. Why not?
The ghost
not
jumps.
Same vein.
It's not limited.
Do you guys
why
have, like...
do I have?
Here, I'll wait.
I forgot my sentence, so you're gonna
Okay. Do you guys ever get, like, home intruder nightmares? Or is that just like a me thing?
Not as much as ghosts or monsters.
Really?
Wait, really? Really?
Huh.
My brain immediately goes to supernatural before like real possibilities.
Mine just goes to public embarrassment.
Yeah. Damn.
See, I have no personal shame, but like watching somebody else, that's what gets me for embarrassment. Ash freaking Ketchum, man.
I want you love me.
Can we actually like pull soap in this? I couldn't figure out if we have soap or if it's just the wide sprayer.
I've got some. I've got some.
Soap nozzle, yeah. This is soap.
Yeah, but you have to actually equip the soap, right?
Yeah, you have to equip the soap and it has to be the right material.
Ah, there we go.
I find it's like honestly not impressive.
Oh my god. I have never soaked anything up. I've never actually equipped the soap. I've just been spraying
Holy
water.
shit, it works though. It works so well.
Oh my god. Its time will forever be marked in BS and CS before and
Before Shrek,
AF.
after Shrek.
Yes. Before and after Shrek, exactly.
Yeah. 2001. Never forget. Unless I just did.
That sounds about right.
Sure. What's that? Yeah, why not?
Does look like we have a limited amount.
Yeah. I mean, make sure you use it during the boss fight, if nothing else. You don't want to just finish the fountain and still have soap on you.
I mean, if the soap is on you in the boss fight, oh, you mean in your inventory? I mean, you meant physically on your body is the soap.
Soap me up for the boss, boys.
Remember to soap up before the raid.
Isn't that the Street Fighter character that is straight up like covered in oil?
Wait, that is
the greasy guy.
there's a fighting character. Wait, who is that? 1 second. Greasy fighting game character.
Yeah, I would say it doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, it's from Street. Yeah, I think it's Street Fighter 5, 4. Street Fighter 4. Hakan. He literally just covers himself in oil. He's a grappler character, and he covers himself in oil, and he'll grapple. He'll do like a command grab. He'll squeeze you and squeeze you tight, and then you like slip out.
Yeah. I just know his phrase is "it's time to oil up" because there's like a really good OC remix of Hakan on OC Remix I used to listen to, and like it lives in my head way more than I thought it would.
I mean, what's a cooler way to say the same thing?
Yeah.
Like, how do you get the point across of the character in a way that's not as upsetting as "let's oil up"?
Just own it.
Yeah, exactly. I think he did.
I'm an oily boy, and I'm going to own it.
Well. Well. Bring Hakan back.
I just remember being blown away because the specularity on the shaders when I was playing the demo for Street Fighter 4. I'm not a fighting game fan, but like seeing that was just like, whoa, this is real next gen, finally. And then I never played it again.
Look at the oil on that oily boy. Look at the future.
You love Hakan in 6? I gotta look up who this character is.
Yeah.
Because that does not sound familiar.
100%.
And then I bought StarCraft 2. For better and worse.
Yeah, a game that will incite a lot less.
Yeah, I've never seen this character before a day of my life.
Maybe. Did you get upset at StarCraft 2? Did you play ranked?
I did when it was in beta. I was whatever the top rank was before anybody knew how to play, which meant, I more or less could just stun people. And then it came out for realsies, and everybody actually started caring. And then I was like, I no longer am interested in putting in the effort.
Yeah, no, that's the best time. That's the best time.
I did the same thing with League of Legends.
City.
It was so good.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yes.
week 1 of Knockout City. I mean, that went free to play and it's getting updates and stuff. It's a fun game. Yeah,
It is.
Ooh.
I don't know. I think it's, dare to say, I think it's underrated. I think it's underappreciated because of the weirdness surrounding it and the model of it.
I think the main thing is just not enough people are willing to go out on a limb anymore. Because
What do you mean?
wasn't it like $20-30 when it launched?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is I think that the pricing model tarnished what was ultimately like a really like pure fun game. Like when that came out, that was one of the most one of the games I was having the most fun with for sure. And I think fondly of throwing balls and then turning into a ball and then being thrown.
Throwing the football long range, just immediately knocking someone out, just holding the ball and just running alongside someone. Just
Yeah.
You ready? You ready to dodge?
Isn't it strange that the Wholesome vs. Live has been going on so long now that there's nostalgic segments? That's weird. That's
Yeah.
so weird.
I've been on it for what, 2 years now? You guys 2.5?
If that, like, honestly, you know what the marker basically for, I mean, the Wholesome vs. Live starting was basically the start of the pandemic. Like, genuinely.
Oh yeah. 100%.
That's basically, it was basically the reason we were able to get so many people in a call
To agree
at the
to it
same
because
time.
nobody had social lives.
Nobody had
Or
anything. Nobody had
going
anything
on.
to do, and everybody wanted to talk to somebody. And yeah, but before that, yeah, because Raps and I were just doing a 2-person show together for like, it was probably only like a month or two. It felt like a long time, but I think it was just a month or two at that point. Which grand scheme,
Months, yeah.
But was
Yeah.
that stream?
Yep.
Yeah, we played like it was basically. It was more of a we played single player games at the same time kind of vibe. Like
Okay.
the first stream was Enter the Gungeon and Slay the Spire.
One point was a Hollow Knight playthrough, just go as far as you can kind of situation. Just
Yeah, that was
yeah.
one of them, wasn't it?
Capcom had put scenes of a Khan with his
just
wife and
a
children.
lot of things where it's like, this is a single player game.
Turkish
How
oil
can we both
wrestling
play
with
it
a
at the same
stigma.
time?
Not sure
Yeah,
why
how
they
do-
didn't want
How do we not
it
get
to
destroyed
be
by ping?
gay.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
That's the huge
Like I said,
thing,
it's my
right?
first time hearing about the
Sure,
champion in
it's
general.
cool. And
Shouldn't say
then
champion anyway.
more and more we had Orbital and Alexa on.
But yeah, justice
doing,
for
like, trivia
Hakan if that's the
segments
case.
and Minecraft messing around and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was the pub. It was because Lolash just jumped into the call randomly while we were playing Tricky Towers as well. I think that's actually probably one of the moments where I think that's roughly when in my head it mentally turned into the whole Super Slide. We were playing Tricky Towers. It was me, you, Orbital, and Alexa, and then Lolash just hopped into the call, and it was like, because it was in your Discord, and I was like, you know what? We should have a Discord that's like made for this. Like it would make more sense. We can organize it cleaner and not just co-opt whoever's Discord it happens to be at the time.
There was a idea that I was pitching to Orbital a very long time ago when we used to stream, which was invasions, which was literally just like leave it as an open call that creators have the ability to join into. So do it in a public room, and no one's specifically required to join in. But at any point, if anyone wants to, they can just jump into the room and start chatting.
Yeah.
And I think I pitched Lolash on that before as well. So it was just like, oh yeah, there's kind of that happening. Hell yeah.
I think that was kind of like an intent and point too. Like, I think that more often that's why I try and this is a vine, two vines. That's more often than not why I try to jump into a limit X room bigger than the one that the game requires, is so that people can do that. Unless the game has a hard limit, then I'm like, oh, well then it'd be fun. They're like, hey, hello, I can't play, but hi.
Yeah, I did go into Limit 4. I wasn't exactly prepared for listening today.
But yeah, I mean,
That's
but
okay. I came into
All,
it first.
All Guys is Fall Guys is max 4, and also, yeah, usually Raps is the first one, and I'm like, okay, I'll just join whatever one somebody's already in.
And to be honest, I don't really expect people to be diving in on Fall Guys.
Yeah, I doubt it. Unless we had unless we were doing the custom lobbies, which are really
True.
fun. And you don't need 30 people anymore.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. Did you guys do custom lobbies, or did you do squads?
We did squads.
Just got a quick infallible, got out.
Yeah, and
We're on our way to it.
we
It's
did have
my
a couple
only
people who
achievement.
were coming back for the first time in a while.
We do have a ladder.
I've just been hoping whenever I jump that I just get propulsed into the sky again.
Did you see that?
Gnomes, man.
Just gonna walk around in a circle shooting my super beam. My hyper beam.
Speaking of hyper
There's no
beam,
point.
I'm not sure if y'all have seen, but the new Scarlet and Violet, I guess, trailers are up.
Yeah.
The motorcycle legendaries.
So, what are you all's?
Yep.
What are
Yep.
you all's opinion?
Wait, what is it called?
Go ahead, Raps.
Yes, opinion.
Pedo is so cute. That's it. Deal.
Ido's cute. That's my opinion
Okay.
too. What's her opinion on what?
On, and I don't want to just call it Breath of the Wild because obviously stuff has been around for a while, but like
Yes.
utilizing the Pokemon as your bike and hang glider.
Incredible.
I mean, that's been something I've been hoping for since they had Go-Goat and what was that, Black and White?
Couldn't you ride? Wait, no, wait.
Yeah, you could ride
wait.
Go-Goat, but you could only
Oh.
ride Go-Goat.
Yes, but the fact you can only. I mean, and I think that's the thing in this one too. I think it looks like you can maybe only ride this legendary.
The
which is-
legendary? Yeah.
Which honestly I don't love because legendaries suck. I hate them.
Yeah,
I don't
have
like a single one. They're bad.
negative interest in most legendaries.
I
Like,
I
I think the one I
launched
like
the game.
was Bikini.
Yeah, I like Victini. I like Victini fine. I like Celebi fine. The ones that don't really look like legendaries. But like, here's my
Yeah.
thing: launch the game, pick my starter, throw my starter in the trash, find a rat, level that rat up to 100. That's. I'm like, I don't know. I
Starter run.
I
They've got a
keep
good
legendaries.
fight.
I can't keep legendaries. I can't keep starters.
Well, at least
It's
you'll
just not.
probably don't have to actually play with these legendaries, at least if you get them that early.
It's true. They said that you get them as a vehicle before you get them as a team member, which seems a bit demeaning, but okay.
Oh, maybe like how back in the day Pokemon wouldn't be controlled if they were too high level.
Yeah, maybe it's something like that.
Okay, fair. Now getting back to I know Wander said that he was kind of on board with having a flight and bike mechanism for Pokemon. I don't know if Raps, are you good on that too?
Absolutely, 100%. I think that all Pokemon games from this point on should actually take place in the Pokemon Legends Arceus engine, and no, I am not kidding.
Okay, fair.
I don't know.
I think maybe if they take. Well, first of all, I think that you're going to get your wish based off of sales numbers, but more so in the form of I think that we are going to have a permanent spin-off series running alongside it now. I think that we're going to have the Arceus spin-off series
I was
or
hoping
whatever.
that with the Let's Go series.
Me too. I want Let's Go Johto. It's
Yeah.
also fun to say. That's the big reason I want to say that. I want Let's Go Johto.
Fair.
But the thing is,
I just
they put themselves in a corner with the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. What the hell are you going to do for Johto? Let's go Snubble? No.
Meryl.
Let's go I mean, yeah, let's go
That's actually
Meryl.
a
Let's
really
go
good idea.
Snubble. Let's go Meryl. Let's go.
I don't know, Teddy Ursa and Donphan? Or a Fanfi? No.
Yeah,
Teddy
that's
Ursa's cute.
I mean,
Fanfi's a little weird.
I like that spiritually because of them being one of the first ones introduced in the They were in a movie, weren't they? They were before Johto was like out. They were in a movie.
Yeah, Donphan was like the intro fight in the Mewtwo movie.
Yeah.
Yo, I can't find this other lore basin.
Meryl and Peekaboo. Like,
oh,
to lean into
the on those rumors.
I mean, like, I don't think I did, but hearing about it a lot. Like, I was into Pokemon around the time. I guess that was just not one I heard. I heard the Mew. I heard the everything. I heard the Missing No, which I thought was a joke, but then wasn't.
Oh, Missing No was great. I would be like #2 purveyor of weird Pokemon rumors in my school.
Did you ever make one up?
No. I only relayed what I could find. The problem with Meryl was that, like, I found a lot of information talking about it being Peekaboo, and then there was something else about it was Meryl and Peekaboo, and then there was something about Ampharos.
Nice, good job.
Was also something, and people were theorizing that, oh, we done. Yay.
Oh, we're done.
We are done.
It's so
I was trying to
clean.
find the last things. It is so clean. Which, boy, what a transformation. I did not realize these like weird turd piles on the pedestals were gnomes at first.
That's a man, Wander. It's a small boy.
Grandpa?
I'm gonna try to do the screen share so you all can see the play.
Wanda, that's actually the regional equivalent of Wooper, I'll have you know.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Poison Wooper.
Sorry, can you actually see it?
I
Yeah,
can see it. I can see it. Oh, look at that go.
I just have to... There we go.
Beautiful, beautiful. Teamwork.
Yup.
Yeah, seeing that base, like whoever like went through and did like a light layer on it, like a light
That was
spray
me.
on it multiple times, that created a really nice effect for the animation.
Yeah,
Just seeing it.
I think I'm gonna start doing it. At first I was like, that was a waste of time. But now, nah.
It's not very effective for like pings per second, but it's very effective for satisfaction, which I think is the point of the game.
Oh, holy shit, we're out of time. This was a long fountain.
Yeah, which is kind of why I wanted just one segment for Power Wash, because I feel like you can get one map and finish at a good time.
Could you play the animation for me again, please? I only just managed to hook it up.
No problem.
Oh,
It's good.
Look at that. You can eat off of it.
incredible.
I would love
Yeah.
it.
I wish the last bit of it was actually like turning the fountain on, so it'd fill with water.
Oh, good idea.
And a night scene where you can see people come and visit it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Creepy
Power
little
Wash
gnomes
Simulator 2
come
needs to
out.
have that.
The gnomes just leave for the night.
They thank you, tip their caps. Thank you muchly, sir. That was a gruff wash.
I'm clean.
Thought I was a turd pile.
Speaking of,
very fluffy. Please call the mayor. There's a phone number. Oh, never. I was gonna say this is a real phone number. It's not 6 digits.
you mean your
It'd be great if
phones
the
aren't
developers
6
just
digits?
had, like a answering machine. It's like, leave a message. You can just say whatever.
Yeah. Calling? No.
What? What? What?
Telephone.
What? The soccer ball. I was spraying it, and then it's just went duh, and then disappeared. That is strange.
It's the ghost. They came back during day.
Yeah, where's all the day ghosts? You gonna tell me everyone just becomes nocturnal when they die?
And only limited to one house.
Yeah.
Apparently. Apparently.
If I were a ghost, I'd hunt somewhere weird.
Where would you hunt?
I don't know. I'm thinking like
I'd
a
hunt
tire
Dave and
company.
Buster's.
Oh, dude, that'd be fun.
I would love to possess a a deal or no deal machine at Dave & Buster's. Just
I'm
make
thinking
them
like a skee ball machine where like somebody gets the like best hole and you just like have the machine
Yeah.
animate and spit it back out.
Oh my god, it's violent. I was just gonna like modify the RNG so how he's a little bit
Oh no,
S-ier in Deal or
I
No Deal.
wasn't doing violent. I just wanted to like
Okay.
go.
You just want to eject a heavy, dense ball at a resident kindly.
Well, they have the shield, so you can't huck them in most of the time. Unless they don't, at which point that changes skee ball pretty dramatically.
It does. It then becomes walk up there and put it in when the people who work there aren't looking.
Oh, they usually have like a weight sensor, so you can't. I've tried.
Yeah, I've tried too, and I succeeded. So
Huh. Well,
I
maybe
think that
your
they-
arcade cared less. Chuck E.
Well, it was
Cheese's cares
it was-
deeply.
it was it was a Chuck E. Cheese. They're not gonna give away
Oh.
those finger traps for free. You gotta earn it. You gotta earn that handful of Tootsie Rolls.
My brother
And
just became so good at skee ball that he could get like the high score on the first try, so he'd just go back once a week and just high score and then leave.
Oh, that's free candy.
Yeah. We usually went for the weird toys until we realized that they were like cheap, bad knockoffs, and we're like, this is not worth the effort. Because we'd even do the report card thing where you bring in your report card, get 15 tokens for the both of us,
Oh, wow.
and it still wasn't worth it for whatever the item was.
Yeah, no, you have to like
That was a
you have to work
throwback.
at like a full-time job to get a PlayStation 3 game. Like,
Did they even have PlayStation 3 games? I thought it was all just like weird knockoff
they had it at
things.
Dave & Buster's. Dave & Buster's,
Oh,
like, they
yeah.
had those prizes up at the top because they're like, hey, if you're good enough, you can get a PlayStation. If you get one jackpot, wink, sure, and that'll be enough. You can get a PlayStation. But it's like, you would have to literally spend probably like $3,000 and only
Yeah.
get jackpots to get that PlayStation.
Hey, that sounds like loser talk.
I didn't, you know, it's true. What a loser. Spending $3,000 on a PS3 is the way to go. Because if it's
I
worth
knew-
more, then it's probably better, right? It's a better
I knew two
PlayStation.
kids in California that we like lost a soccer tournament, went to a pizza parlor, and then they spent like $75 trying to beat Metal Slug 2.
I mean, yeah. That's equally wild in a way, but also more understandable because there's no pretense that you're going to get anything. Like,
True.
because if you go to Dave & Buster's or Chuck E. Cheese and your goal is to win a game or something like that, or a very large minion plush, like if that's your goal, then the game part becomes less fun because you just try and min-max it unless you really, really like min-maxing.
Wait, why's it gotta
Which
be
is fun for,
minions?
I'm just being realistic with what they likely have. I just like let's be honest, they have a giant minion. I don't need to look, I just know they have it. Everything else would be a guess. It'd be a deep pull. A minion is a truth, a cold, hard, sad truth.
Speaking of
And with
cold,
that,
hard,
that's the whole super
sad
lie.
truths. Maybe we gotta do an outro at some point.
Probably. I don't know,
Oh
I've
wow.
only been here for like 50 minutes, so I've not even
Well,
just here. I'm just vibing.
I mean, you're at the top of my Discord, so technically it's you that needs to start us
Wow.
with the what you do, where you do it, how, and why.
It's me. Oh, why? Oh, we're gonna get deep. YouTube, Twitch, Retromation. Tomorrow, Call to the Lamb, like everybody else.
Yep.
Yep.
Good game.
Yep.
Raps already says
Great.
18 hours docked.
18 hours with the amount of stuff we can do. That's
There's
impressive.
there's more.
There's more with the. I mean, I know. Oh, did you? Okay, never mind. I guess dancing around.
Yep.
I'm not live, so I feel like I can say more, but I can't because of you. I'm being recorded by the fuzz. But yeah, good game, very fun. Speaking of Rhapsody, what do you do? Where do you do it?
/Rhapsody plays and all the sites that you might look for me. Cult of Lamb also tomorrow. I'm gonna break embargo by 0 minutes to make up for the oopsie doopsie earlier on. B, what do you do as well, by the way?
VeeDotMe, Twitch and YouTube. I am now hosting WVLIVE. Very, very unusual for me.
Well done.
A lot of roguelikes. Just got out of Spiritfall, which had like a beta, which was essentially an extended demo. Pretty promising game. If you like stuff like Brawlhalla or Multiverses, it actually feels good.
Yeah.
Did you play the demo when it was the other version? What is it called? Something
Into the Brink? No.
Into the Brink. You did okay.
It is
I'm
such
curious.
a massive upgrade. They really.
Oh really?
They mostly
Okay.
fixed.
I like
yeah. So a lot of it boils down to the enemies in that one had random hyper armor in a way that didn't make a whole lot of sense. You'd be clobbering them and they just turn and smack you. Now, if you're like going full tilt on an enemy, they can almost do nothing to you, and so you take very little bad damage and like undeserved damage. And
Good.
Like
that was the thing. That was the entire.
And so, like,
that was like points 1 through 5 of what I wanted changed. So that's great to hear.
I rolled a fist run and like ultra instincted the whole second act, and I was very confused by how fluid it felt, because I normally can never do that because I'm not that good. And so I was like having a blast. And then it ended because it's really short. Like I think a run is the first 2 acts together are maybe like 20 minutes tops if you're going at a good speed.
It's
which
gonna
actually
have more,
feels really good. Yeah, I think they've at least got a 3rd act planned, but it really does feel like a Hades run condensed down to be much faster without really losing much quality.
Normalized 40-minute roguelikes.
Yeah.
Speaking of quality, Wanderbot, what do you do? Where do you do it? How? Why?
Gosh, I've been playing Xenoblade. Just regardless of how it does on YouTube, that is a good JRPG.
Ooh, okay. Now, I didn't play the first or the second, but I know the second is pretty much seen as very different from the first. So is it more of the first or more the second?
More the first. Though, as far as I can tell, it's tied into both of them. So you almost kind of want to play the first 2 anyway. The first one was like a much more mature cast. The second one had a much better gameplay and world design and whatnot, and like flow.
Okay.
But the main character was like a questionably aged teen, and it was very painfully anime in the worst ways sometimes.
Yeah, that's what turned me away.
Confirmed.
Yeah,
that's what turned me away.
Yeah, and so like I grinned and bared with it because like most of it wasn't bad. There were just a couple points where I'm like, oh boy, I feel really weird to be streaming this right now. And then the third one is like, wow, this is just.
I was gonna say like I can play the first.
So far,
I don't know if
there's
I can play the
almost no
second.
fan service except for like, I guess the occasional boob window, but I'm numb to that now.
Okay, I mean that's good.
Yeah.
That sounds like they actually want to focus on more gameplay, so always welcome that.
Yeah. Oh, it's solid.
Yeah.
It's also like the first open world JRPG I can think of, where you really just are let loose on the world with some limitations.
All right. I mean, letting loose could let loose you all into your relative homes, but
There we go.
I feel like we're in a weird spot. I feel like everyone's really chatty today.
Yeah.
I'm just,
It's power wash.
It's power wash for you.
yeah, I've been like cooped up all day, just being like, oh, when's the power coming back on? When's the power coming back on? Oh, it's back on. When's the when's the internet coming back on? Oh, and trying to work on getting my fridge door back on because it's still off.
Oh my god.
He gave me the parts, and I was like, oh no, there's a part stuck up in there. He's like, oh no, here, just put this part there too. And I'm like, you don't understand. So I have the wrong parts to fix the problem, and my fridge door is still duct taped on.
Huh.
Anyway, I should be let loose. You're right.
Yeah.
I should be freed from this mortal coil. I think I must away. My business here is finished.
All right.
Ascend.
So thank you, folks, for joining in. This has been Hostiverse Live. I'm the only one streaming right now, so I'm going to post links to the Discord. Check out all the other guys as to where they said they could be located. Otherwise, you all have a good rest of your night, and we'll play again sometime.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your stream.
Oh yeah, who am I raiding?
Wait. Wait, are you? I guess it doesn't matter. I'm gonna go. I'm hungry. I'm going to shut my fridge door and. Bye bye.
Good luck with that.
Bye everyone. Good games.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
All right. So that was a successful segment. Hostiverse Live. On the docket, we have something a little different today. Something I need calories for, so I'm definitely going to step away for at least 5 minutes when we have it up and running. I would have done Skull the Hero Slayer today, but part of me wants to at least give a little bit more of a try on the 0 to 5BC speed run in Dead Cells. Like, not gonna lie, every time I die in this run, it makes me want to do it less and less. But I want to have a completion under the belt. Like, just a sub 3, check it off the list, and then, like, we're done. And I'll never have to do it again. So that's the goal for today. Since the run is, like, 3 hours at most, I can probably only do 1. But we will at least check that out. Definitely thank you for those tuning in for the Hostiverse segment. I always appreciate when y'all do that kind of thing. This is, as I load up my splits and all of that stuff, this should be good. I also have to turn the AC back on, and then I may be able to go cam mode. But let me put up the screen, change the game, change the title. 0 to 5BC speed run learning, because I still count myself as actually learning this and not a professional. Load up the game. And then I'm going to step away. So do not go anywhere. I will be back in just a moment. I just want to get a little bit of calories in me, turn everything on, and then we will be good to go.